Hey folks, this is Donnie with Standing Goats Rescue, and today we're doing a review on a trail camera, and this is a 24 megapixel trail camera that can record video in 1080p. It is called the Javelins M1 by JOH, J-O-H. JOH is Javelin of Hunters. This is the camera I'm going to be reviewing. We're going to put it out in the field, and I'll let it sit out here about a week and a half, and see what type of videos and pictures we can get and check the quality of it. And I'll just read you some of the details on it. We're going to open it in just a minute, and I'll show you what comes in the box. All right, a digital trail camera to trail and capture the image of animals and human activity. 1080p and 720 high definition video resolution, 24 megapixel stills resolution, a 0.2 of a second trigger speed, 50-foot trigger distance, IP65 waterproof rating, a full automatic infrared filter, 10 powerful LEDs, a 2-inch TFT LCD digital display, and 120-degree proximity sensor detection, and up to 6 months standby time. Now, let me reposition this camera, and I'll show you out. I know 6 months does not sound like a long time for a trail camera for standby time, but this camera only uses 4 batteries. It's not running on 8 or 10 or 12 like a lot of cameras. It only uses 4. It is a 6-volt camera. I want to get this thing opened. Let me reposition this camera, and I'm going to show you what you get with this camera, and we'll go over some of the other details on it. All right, I hope my camera stays. All right, this is the box. You get your instruction manual, and you guys, if you're getting any trail camera, especially with your trail cameras, read the instruction manual, because there's a lot of information that is not normal for cameras these days. There's so much new technology that they're putting into these cameras. There's a little tips card, give you some tips on using the camera, and there is their support email address if you need to get in touch with JOH Cam's support, their customer support. All right, this is the camera. It does not come with batteries. It does not come with a memory card, an SD card. And so let me put this under the box. It's windy out today. This is the camera. Look at that little tiny thing. Isn't that cool? And you have protective films over all of your lenses, so make sure to pull these off, because they will interfere with the camera's functions. Its ability to operate correctly. Them little films will absolutely impact how that camera runs. So make sure to remove them films. And they got them on everything in this camera, but that's good. It just a little more protection. Got a nice large buckle on it where you lock it closed, and it does have an O-ring gasket, and of course you can lock it right here to prevent somebody from getting into your camera. If you need to lock it to a tree, you can run a cable lock through the mounting eye in the back. Your strap runs through this eye just below it, and of course you got a 1/4-20 mount. And then at the bottom right here, this is a 6-volt plug right there, so you could plug it into a solar pack, a battery pack, an external battery pack, so that you don't have to check it. You can just let it go. Put a large 6-volt battery in an ammo box, pop you a hole in the side of the box, and get the 6-volt jack to plug into this camera and connect to that battery. You could set it in the field and not have to mess with it for a year or longer, you know, depending on how many pictures and videos that it takes. And this is the inside. It's very, very simple. 4 AA batteries, which I'm fixing to put in now. We've got another protective lens film on the LCD screen. I'll remove that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put the batteries in it. I am not going to turn it on just yet. I'm going to show you some more of the details. These are from Harbor Freight. This is the Thunderbolt Edge battery, $7.50 for a pack of 18 of your AA's. Same price for the AAA's. And these have really served me well. I use them in 90% of my cameras. The 10% that I don't use these, the reason for it is those particular cameras, 2 of them require lithium batteries, and then 2 of my other cameras use a different battery altogether. They use a CR123 battery. But everything else that I have that uses AA's, I use these Thunderbolt Edge batteries by Harbor Freight, and they last a very long time. They're a very good quality battery, but they are alkaline, and Joe does recommend running alkaline batteries with this camera, not digital, or I'm sorry, not lithium batteries. So if you get one, make sure to get you some good alkaline batteries for it. Okay. This is the memory card I'm going to be using. I think this uses it uses a full-size SD cards right there. This is an adapter with a micro card, a 16 gig. I'm going to put it in here, and I'll power this up in just a second, and I'll show you guys. But right now, I want to show you what you get in the box. When you order this camera, if I can open it, in the side of the box, there's your strap. So you could put it around a tree. And I'll be honest with you, with all of these cameras, all of them that I've gotten to do reviews on, they come with the same basic strap, and it's got a little plastic cinch type buckle on it. And it's just no count. The buckle's no good. It doesn't hold very well at all. It does hold, but if you grab the tag in, once you put it on the tree and you snug it down, if you pull a little bit, it'll come unlocked. So I do recommend changing the strap out, but it does come with a strap, and I've got 3 out here right now, 3 different cameras that are using that exact strap. All right, this is the hardware pack that you get. You get 3 screws, and there's 3 wall anchors if you're using sheetrock or paneling. And what this is for this plate, this round plate. You mark your 3 holes in the wall or your tree, wherever you're going to mount the camera. And then you put your anchors in and run your screws through your plate into those anchors, snug it down. This gadget right here connects to your camera. You'll tighten this up on this plate, and I'm just doing this finger tight, you guys. I have used this plate before several times, and I do like it. It is very efficient. You got a wing nut here. You can adjust it. This part here, this plate, would be screwed to a wall. Your camera, let me close this up where I can show you guys. All right, your 1/4-20 mount on the bottom of your camera, right there, will screw into this. And you can screw this thing onto a wall, a shed, a pole, anywhere that you can run a screw into to hold this mounting bracket. Something that'll support the weight of the camera. Then you tighten your wing nut here, get the angle. All right, this right here is finger tight, you guys. It's going to keep coming loose. This will be screwed to the wall. And then once you have this screwed to the wall, then you adjust your camera, whatever angle you want the camera to be at. And once you get your angle right, you got a wing nut here. This is for the ball joint from the brace out, and you have a wing nut here. This is for the camera. Tighten that puppy down right there at whatever angle you want it. Tighten this one up. Once you have this hard mounted, you tighten this nut up. It'll hold the camera wherever you want it. So you can mount it under the drip edge of your roof. You can mount it on your wall outside of your home and use it as a security camera. This little mount is actually really nice, and I do like them. I've used them several times, and I still use them. I've got one on one of our hunting areas right now that is screwed to a tree, and the tree has actually grown over the edges of it, so you can't even get to the screws no more. But we still mount cameras on it. Very handy mount. All right, that comes with the pack, and you get there's your plug, USB plug. You could plug this into your camera. You open the camera up right here at the bottom. You could plug that into it. You could plug it into your USB on your computer, and you can view your pictures and video clips from this camera on your computer. You can also connect it to a TV. You have an AV out right here. Plug your AV wire into there, plug it into your television set, and you can look at your media that you have on the memory card on your TV. This other one, the DC, this is your plug, the waterproof plug for the 6-volt jack. Once you close it, you plug that 6-volt jack into it, and you plug it into an external battery pack. Just remember, this is a 6-volt camera. These batteries are 1.5 volts each. 4 of them, 6 volt. Very simple. All right, now that we showed you what's in here, what comes in the pack, I will be using this strap today to mount this camera. The one that came with it, I will be using it. I want to go over some of the details of this camera with you now. I know it's upside down for you guys, and I apologize. I don't have my other camera mount to put it behind me to where you guys can see. All right, I'm just going to go over some of the features. In your picture format for this trail camera, the JOH Mini Trail Camera, your photo resolution is 24 megapixel. The photo format is JPEG. You have multi-shot mode, which will take up to 3 pictures with each trigger. Each time the camera's triggered, it'll snap up to 3 pictures per trigger. And on your information bar at the bottom of the picture, it'll have your date, your time, your temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit, the moon phase, and what number picture it is, if you choose to have that on. You have color mode by daytime, black and white mode at night. Your video recording is 1920 by 1080p. Your video file format is AVI. Video length, this is for the videos this little camera will capture. You can record videos from 0.3 seconds up to 10 minutes in length. Video mode is color during daytime, black and white at night. The information bar in video mode will show your date, your time, your temperature, and your moon phase. In time-lapse mode, time-lapse will capture a series of frames at set intervals to record without motion detection. For our brothers and sisters here that are chasing the big guys, the big hairy fellas out in the woods, and we know that those beings can see in the infrared, and if you're looking to catch something that detects infrared and you want to do it without that your target animal or target being from knowing that camera's there, then you put it in time lapse. You set your start and stop time, when you want the camera to start functioning and when you want it to stop. And you can set it to where it'll take a picture, 1 picture a minute for 10 hours straight, or you could set it to run at any time, and it's shown on here. This will do it in video mode as well, so you could set it to take a video at a specific time. That one I haven't never tried. Your shot lag, that is the delay between triggers. from 5 seconds to a 1 minute, or I'm sorry, 1 hour. 5 seconds to 60 minutes shot lag, your delay between pictures. Target record time. That's where you set a time period that the camera will only start and work during this time period. Now that is not the same as time lapse. Target recording, if you want your trail camera to start working at 6 o'clock in the evening and stop working at 6 a.m. in the morning, you can set your target record time. And during that time, the camera will not function if it's not between the start and stop time that you put on here. I don't use that mode, but I have in the past, and it does work, especially if you're going to get one of these cameras for a security camera for your home or your business. If you've been having issues, just as an example, your business closes at 9 o'clock at night and you open at 6 in the morning. Sometime after closing and before you open, you're having people coming in and vagrants and people just getting into your business and doing things they should not be doing when the business is closed. You could set your target recording time where this camera will start. It'll only turn on if you set it for 9 o'clock at night when you close your business to run until 6 o'clock in the morning when your business opens. The camera's only going to operate during that time. Anything that happens outside of that time, the camera will not capture it. That's that target record time, and that's what it's for. You set the parameters of when you want the camera to turn on and when you want it to turn off. And as long as it's within your time frame, if there's movement in front of that camera, it will detect it and it will start recording. Audio recording function. Yes, this does have a built-in microphone. Memory card for this JOH Mini Trail Cam is an SD card up to 128 gigs. Memory card is not included with this camera. Your playback mode does have playback. You could watch your videos and pictures on the screen. It runs on 4 AA batteries, and they recommend alkaline or lithium, but not rechargeables. And I read the paperwork, and it actually recommends not using lithium batteries, because the lithium battery, it will still function when the battery gets really, really low. It'll still allow your camera to operate, but it'll cause errors in your pictures and video mode. The camera will act up. So they do not recommend that you use lithium. Alkaline, get a good alkaline battery. An Energizer, a Duracell, or like these Thunderbolt Edge batteries that I use, they work really, really well. If you're going to plug in an external battery pack, this is the information you will need. You'll need a 6-volt external battery, and the plug that you're going to need for the bottom is a 1.5 amp. It is a 3.5 millimeter by 1.3 millimeter. That's 3.5 by 1.3 millimeter plug for the battery down here, and it's 1.5 amp, 6 volt, and that is not included. That is something you'd have to go out and get on your own. It does have infrared movement detection. Your detection angle, it'll pick up at 120-degree field of vision. That'll be on your IR detection, and the range is up to 15 meters or 50 feet for those in our US system. Trigger speed is 0.2 of a second. It's got 10 LEDs for your night mode, and your night range for your light, your IR lights, is up to 50 feet. It has automatic adjustments of the infrared illumination depending on how much infrared light it needs, depending on moon phase and how dark or light it is outside. Physical dimensions of this camera is 4.2 inches by 5.14 by 3.1. So I don't understand Guys, I am going to check that with a tape because this camera just seems a lot smaller than that to me. Operation temperatures for this camera is 30 to 50 degrees centigrade or negative 22 Fahrenheit to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. To store the camera, negative 40 degrees centigrade to 60 degrees centigrade or minus 40 Fahrenheit to 140 Fahrenheit. I'm going to grab my tape measure. I want to see what the actual measurement is of this camera because it just seems to me that the measurements they're given are bigger than what the camera actually is. This camera is really, really small. Just a hair over 4 inches, if you guys can see right there, in length. Width, I'm going to go to the outside of the buckle here, just a little over 3 inches in width. Your thickness from the very back is a little over 2. So I don't know where they're getting the 5-inch measurement. This is a little tiny camera. This is a standard size tape measure. I mean, look how small the camera is compared to the tape. This thing is small. It is tiny. And I like it. I like it a lot. I love these small cameras. It is so easy to take this little camera and stick it in the brush somewhere on a small tree and pull the limbs around it. And if you are trying to catch trespassers, they will never see this. What I would recommend if you're going to use this for trespassers for a security camera, that is probably the red light. Matter of fact, let's turn this thing on right quick. I want to see because I'm pretty sure that is the red light. Let's move it to setup. See if we get a red light on the front. Okay, it's not showing. Nothing's showing right now. This is setup mode. There is your little LCD screen. You can see me moving in front of it. Sorry about the reflection. I'm going to get this set up right now. Let's go to menu. I'm going to leave it on. I want you, that way you guys can hear. You can turn the beeps off, and I will turn them off. Mode, I am going to set this for video and photo. Photo resolution, it goes from, all right, you got 1 megapixel, 3 megapixel, 5, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. 24 is your highest megapixel photo resolution. Photo series, I just want 1 picture per trigger. All right, video resolution, you have 480p, which is 640 by 480. You have 720 by 480. You have 1280 by 720p. Then you have 1920 by 1080p. 1920 by 1080 is the largest video format, and that's what I'll use. Video length is on 5 seconds now. 6, 7, 8. I'm going to set it for 20 seconds. 20-second video length. Audio recording. Yes, I want the microphone to work. Shot lag, it is set for 1 minute. This is, your shot lag is how long, when it takes a picture or a video, how long to wait before it'll take a picture or video again. And I'm going to set it at 10 seconds. And I'm setting it for 10 seconds because I want to try to get this review done fairly quickly. Sensitivity of your sensors, low, middle, or high. I'm going to keep it on the middle sensitivity. I'm not using target recording time. I'm not using time lapse. language. Your languages are English, Dutch, Danks, Suwami, Svenska, Espanol. It's got a bunch of them. Time and date. I've set the time and date on this baby. It is 1:50 p.m. Sunday, October 15th. So let's set that. '23. October 15th. Oops, passed it. Time 1. What was it? 1:51. Sorry about all the beeping. It'll stop in a minute when I go to change it and set it for 1:52. Okay, now let's set the time format. Let's set it in 12-hour. Date format. We need month, day, year. There we go. Where's my beeping? Photo stamp. Do I want that on? Time and date. Yes. Password protection. I normally use passwords on these cameras. I think I'm going to skip it this time. Beep sound. Here we go. Turn it off. Okay, beeps off. Format the memory card. Yes, let's format the memory card. It is formatting. All right, serial number, reset your settings, your version, and that is it, you guys. It is ready to go. All right, I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to take it back here, and it gave me a little colored screen that says bye-bye when I turned it off. This is a really cool little camera, and I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but it does have a rubber gasket right here all the way around the outside edge. So when you close the camera up, it is watertight, and you won't get no critters, and it's got a really nice seal once you latch it. I mean, it's sealed tight all the way around. Good looking little camera, and there is the name. JOH Hunting Trail Camera. The model is JOH M1. Well, guys, stick with me for a few minutes, and I'm going to show you the pictures, the video clips, everything that I caught on this camera. Of course, it'll be a week and a half from today, but here in a few seconds, you're going to get to see the video clips and the pictures. If there's sound with the video clips, if it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Remember, it is a trail camera. It's a hunting camera. It doesn't matter so much that you're hearing the animals walking up to the camera or in front of the camera. The main reason for using these is to see what type of game you're getting, or to see the culprit of whoever's getting into your things. If you're using it as a security camera, you want to be able to see. You want pictures and photos of the culprit. That's what it's about. It's not about the audio. The audio is just something extra that they throw in. It's nice to have it. I do like it that they have it. And they got the microphone is right there. Looks like a little speaker grate. That is your microphone. So it does record video. When it's recording video, it does capture audio. But regardless if it's good or bad, just listen to the video clips that you're about to see. What you're hearing in those clips is exactly what this camera captured. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm going to show you the pictures and videos just as I've taken them off this camera. And then after you look at all the video clips and the pictures, it'll just be a few that I share. I'm not going to put all of them on here because I'm sure there'll be a couple of hundred, but I'll put a few to get, so that you get a good idea of what this camera is capable of. And then afterwards, I will give you my final thoughts, what I think about this camera and if it's worth the investment or not. So stand by. Here we go. Good afternoon, guys. I have now used this camera for a little over a week, and I'll tell you, this is the JOH M1, JOH Javelins M1 mini trail camera, little bitty fella. There's my hand next to it. Now I have I just replaced the batteries. The batteries got low. It was still working, but at night I get so many deer in here, and I had it on 20-second videos, so it consumed a lot of battery. But I got a few thousand video clips and pictures this past week and a half that I've been using it. The pictures that you've just seen were taken from this JOH M1 trail camera, mini trail camera, and it is I'm impressed with the trigger speed. The picture of the deer jumping toward the camera. There are coyotes on the property, and I assume a coyote come down the trail. The deer split, and every camera I got on the property, we've got 9 or 10 out here right now. Every one of them if a deer is in motion like that, it's a blur. This is the first camera that I've used that's caught fast motion, and it's clear. It's super clear. And it's that picture, excuse me, that picture is one of my favorite pictures that I've caught on a trail camera, and I'm saving that picture for sure. But this little camera has been an absolute blast, and my opinion is, as far as the question, is it worth the money? Is it a good bang for the buck? And I believe it is all day long. I really, really enjoyed using this little camera. There's your microphone on the bottom, a couple of your plug outlets, and I went over that earlier in this video, explaining what it is. There's your buttons for setting it up, and there's your power button. It's your setup, and then on, which is active. But it has been a phenomenal camera, and would I recommend any of my family and friends to go out and spend the money to buy one of these? Yeah, without a doubt, I certainly would. This camera has, every camera I've tested this year has turned out to be really good cameras. Some of them stand out a little more than others, and this little JOH Javelins M1 trail camera is one of them that just stands out a little more than the others. A really good camera, and I don't know if it's going to show on here, but there is, somehow I put a dent in the screen protector. The clear lens got a little dent right there. It does not affect the picture quality. It does have a somewhat of a fisheye look to it, but everything's in really crisp detail. You can tell what's in the picture. There's no guessing, you know, it's like with the deer, there's no guessing. Is it a buck? Is it a doe? Is it a spike? Is it a 4-point? There's no guessing. The pictures and video clips are so clear. Looking at it, you can tell right away what you got caught, and that's day or night. It has really been a superb little camera. And you guys, if you're interested in getting one of these cameras, and I would absolutely recommend that you try one. If you don't have a Joe Mini trail camera like this, I would highly recommend you go and pick one up. They're really inexpensive little cameras. I will have the link and a discount code for you in the description below this video. So go in there, get the discount code, click the link, or copy and paste it into your browser. If you can't click on it, copy and paste it in your browser. Go to Joe's website and get one of them. Use that discount code, that promotional code, to where you can save a few dollars on them. They're not expensive cameras to begin with, but every little bit helps. And I want to thank all of you for sticking with me through this review. I want to thank Joe for sending this to me to get out here and test it. And I put it in some high traffic areas. I rode the four-wheeler past it a few times. We had a couple of dogs come past it, and there are no dogs over here. We caught quite a bit on the camera. We did find out who one of the dogs belonged to, so that was a good thing. The dog was actually missing, and we got the dog home. But I would have never known the dog was here if it weren't for the camera catching it. This is the only camera that caught the dog. And we found out who owned the dog. And this morning, when I was coming back, oops, sorry about the reflection. When I was coming back from picking this camera up, I came across the dog again. And I already had pictures and video clips of the dog. And we come across it, and I knew her name because we found out who was missing the dog, in a very expensive animal. And I called her by name, and she stopped, turned and looked at me, followed me up here. I contacted them. They just met me up here, and they got their dog back. But if it weren't for this camera sitting there, I would have never known that dog was here. And they had asked me, and no, I ain't seen no dog. They give me their number in case I did see it. The following day, I went and checked the camera, and I had their dog on camera. So praise the Lord. Praise the Lord for things coming together the way they're supposed to be. And guys, I'm going to cut this out right now. But my overall opinion, this is a 5-star camera. The price is right. Discount that we're going to get with it makes it even more right. The picture and video quality is absolutely 5-star. It's super lightweight. It's super small. I carried it in my pullover. Not a jacket. It's just a fleece pullover. I carried it in the pocket when I came back out. It is tiny. It's a little bitty. Let me show you right quick. This is my phone. This is the trail camera. Can you see how small it is? I mean, it is tiny. If I line the tops up of the phone and the camera, I got them lined up. Look how much longer my phone is than the camera. And there's the width. Or maybe I can turn it this way. There's the width. Besides the buckle here, the camera itself, my phone is wider than the camera too. It's wider and taller. But anyhow, it's a wonderful camera. If you're in the market for a trail camera and you want something small and inexpensive, something that works very well, check the link below. Go visit the website and pick you one up. I absolutely enjoyed it. Joe, thank you for sending this to me to do a review on and to throw it out in the field and test it. This has been another really fun review. I just had a wonderful time with this little camera. I love what it does. It does not save the video clips and pictures in a weird format that my phone can't read. I do have some cameras that do that. I've gotten rid of all of them but one. And that camera I'm getting rid of also because my phone can't read the pictures. This camera here, it transfers straight to my phone and I'm done. Very simple. Y'all have a good afternoon. God bless you. Be safe in all you do. Be kind. If there's anything I can do for you, please reach out to me via my email, which is standinggoatsrescue@yahoo.com, and I'll see you guys soon. Be well and be safe. Bye-bye.